An association of local businessmen, including Dr. Reynolds and Colonel Morgan, decided to keep this great idea alive once again, and they moved it to the Morgan's Grove. For the next 50 years, the Morgan's Grove Fair reigned supreme among harvest fairs, replete with campgrounds, carnival acts, music, dancing, competitions for quilt making, prizes for the prettiest baby, the best hog, the best cow, the best chicken, the biggest vegetables, all topped off with a politician pleading for votes from a podium at the height of the hullabaloo. In 1900, the Morgan's Grove Fair was joined by the farmer's firebrand and hero, William Jennings Bryan. And the crowds were so large that the grandstand kind of fell under the weight of its cargo, and nobody was hurt too bad. In the early 20th century, local residents had their pick of the Morgan's Grove Fair and the horse show of the Charlestown Horse Show Association that drew crowds to the latter-day site of today's Charlestown racetrack. Now, the horsey set, as opposed to the farming set, tended to be closer to Charlestown and dated its antecedents back to the Washington family, as well as Tidewater aristocrats who came up to this area and continued to cherish horses and, unfortunately, slave labor more than mules and plows. In September of 1914, a young college freshman named Helen was on her way to Shepherd College, and she noticed a crowd at the train station in Shenandoah Junction, all coming from someplace.
We felt that we were close to Shepherdstown. It's only 6 miles away. For it seemed a country fair had been held there the week before, and all the babies and clowns and jockeys were going home that day, much to our amusement. The center of attraction when we came into the dusty little station was 2 chubby baby girls who'd been entered in the contest for the best twins. It was evident that they had taken the prize, for I never saw prouder parents.
The torrid drought of 1930 dried up not only many farms hereabouts, but the great Morgan's Grove Fair, too. The horse show grounds were also sold to A.J. Boyle in Charlestown, who began a real racetrack. Throughout the 30s, county fairs and horse shows plunged into a muddle. Only the street harvest fairs in Shepherdstown, Charlestown, and other towns soldiered on throughout the 30s, keeping the tradition alive. In fact, there were no major harvest fairs until the Troubles, the Depression, the drought of the 30s, and World War II were truly over. In the late 40s, something new began at the Bardane Community Center, the seeds of a new county fair. The Lions Club of Charlestown combined its car show with the hay and grain exhibition, and county fairs were on their way again. In 1954, due to swelling, growing crowds, the fair moved from the Bardane Community Center to the Charlestown racetrack in 1954. By 1959, the astute manager of the racetrack, Bob Levitt, offered the new track, Shenandoah Downs, to be the new home of the county fair. But this itinerant county fair and community tradition wanted a home of its own. In 1975, the county fairgrounds at Leetown were deeded to the County Fair Nonprofit Association by the County Commission. It had previously been the County Poor Farm. And from that day on, the county fair has grown steadily to what it is today, with attendances expected at 30,000 in 1996, with a full complement of 4-H exhibitions, livestock fairs, awards for poultry, chickens, sheep, hogs, and tons of cotton candy for children of all ages.